sorry, it didn't say like I did identified, but he was less of a fan of identifying other attorneys. And I'm not really a fan of it, but it's getting to be a necessity, I guess.
Anybody else want to make comment? No, we'll go on to number 3. Citizen comments. First one is Mike Ben Kelly.
Now, Mr. Mayor, you gotta understand that I'm gonna address this. That's 3 weeks in a row you call me first.
I think that that's important.
Just a coincidence. Let me start by saying, and I've defended council members left and right, and explained to people that y'all work for free. You don't get paid for this. You don't get stipends. You're up here on your own time doing a job for the citizens of Hewitt. I thought long and hard about what I was gonna say tonight. I prayed and looked for guidance, sat over there and listened to the comments that were being made, some of the discussions or arguments, if you wanna call them that, and the rude and inappropriate whispers of people in the room, in the audience. It's disrespectful for the council. It is disrespectful to others in the audience and should not be allowed. When these complaints began, we had a gentleman, the second meeting after everybody stood up here and called for due process and supported the mayor, he reminded everybody, or he told everybody, we had a 4-letter word problem. And he pointed to one word, the word kind. We have forgot to be kind to each other. I wish I could remember that gentleman's name, and I'd like to shake his hand. If you're here tonight, I hope that you'll come up and talk to him, because he was right. It is embarrassing to see what I see about the city of Hewitt in the newspaper, on the news, because we have people who are either overreacting, if you will, being rude, being, whether they perceive it or not, sexist or discriminatory. That is embarrassing. I don't want to be embarrassed by my city. I want to be proud of my city. I have a lot of words here I'm not even going to use, because I'm going to speak from the heart right now. I think a lot of this gentleman right here, Chief Dillon, I think a lot of our fire chiefs, I'm tired of hearing and seeing people write on their Facebook page that purports to be a report for what's happening in Hewitt that say somebody got their job on their knees. That is ridiculous. It is uncalled for, it is unprofessional, and it is wrong. I was gonna be calm up here tonight, but my calmness has left me. This report is a summary report. We paid a lot of money to get to this report. Ms. Ganaway had a report ready, presented it to the council in executive session. It is what we have been led to believe, Mr. Pasalugo. You can sit up there and shake your head no, and I was not going to call a single person out tonight. It looks odd that you get rid of an attorney right after a report is given by the investigating attorney that Dahl hired. There was only one person that is not on this board anymore that voted against it, and Dr. Bruce wasn't even on the council. You hired them. It looks like you didn't like what they said, so you went somewhere else. Perception is your reality. And our perception has been, you don't listen to us. I have sent every one of y'all numerous emails. I get one reply, and I get talked to by another gentleman that I know. I worked with Bill Fuller for a number of years. And he makes sure that he lets me know he understands what I mean. And he did a good job explaining why he voted for the new city manager. Jesus did tell a woman that was accused of adultery. Tell the people, those without sin, cast the first stone. And after they left, he also said, go and sin no more. We have a Texas Ranger investigation against members of this council for violating the Texas Open Meetings Act. The recording that we heard, the training that Mr. Dixon's firm provided, explains what a walking quorum does. And when one individual polls 3 council members, that is a walking quorum. And I believe that is 100% how you answered that question. I'm not gonna ask you to shake or nod your head. That's the definition of a walking quorum. I wish the Texas Rangers would hurry up, but the people that are hurting are the city employees and the residents of Hewitt. We could have hired an additional police officer for what y'all have spent on all these investigations. Perhaps if somebody would have just said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, perhaps we can move past this. Or, as Dr. Bruce pointed out, you had plenty of opportunities to say, Adam, all these cluster jobs, this doesn't make any sense. And it doesn't. And like Dr. Bruce said, and like Mr. Dixon said, this situation is not right. I have never been for that relationship. But it was perceived that the council knew and the council was fine with it. Whether the attorney told you or not, you had a chance to say, she's getting too much money too quick. And I didn't hear that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, Mike Field.
Mayor, I was interested in reviewing Mr. Dixon's report, and I will have to admit that there were some issues raised that I was not aware of. It gave me pause. Beg pardon?
We cannot hear you.
It's not working?
Is it on? I can't hear you.
Well, that might be a trick. Maybe turn it on. Now, how's that?
Much better.
It was all. That's pretty savvy. Like I said, I reviewed Mr. Dixon's report, and I read it with interest, and it did raise some points that I was unaware of. And I've spoken before here, and I've laid out some of my credentials. I'm a retired attorney with 30 years plus experience in administrative law and public sector. And at least 14 of those years I served as an administrative law judge at the Texas Water Commission, predecessor agency, TCEQ, and in the Public Utility Commission. And toward the end of my career, I heard some very large cases where significant environmental issues were involved and where PUC significant dollars were involved. And when you have those kind of cases, you have very competent attorneys on both sides. And you have expert witnesses that are very highly credentialed. And if you sit in on those and you listen to 6 days of testimony by one side, you will probably think by the time you've heard that, boy, these people have really got this nailed down. And this is an open and shut case. But then you listen to 6 or 7 days of testimony on the other side by equally competent attorneys and very well credentialed experts, and you think maybe it's a closer call than I thought. I think it's important for us to realize that what Mr. Dixon has done is not provide you with an objective evaluation of the evidence. What he has done is served as a defense attorney for certain members of the council, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's doing what he's paid to do. But I will tell you, and I will bet every last penny in my bank account, that if the council had asked Ms. Allgood's attorney to summarize the Galloway report, he would have painted an entirely different picture. So all we've seen at this point is one side of the equation, and there's another side. Now, I have not been a long time, I haven't been following this squabbling for a long time, and I'm kind of new to the front, but it's made me decide one thing, because I don't think we're ever gonna figure out exactly who is in the right, who's in the wrong, and I think Mr. Dixon said, and he's probably right, there's plenty of blame to go around. But I've all but decided to run for the council. And it's not because I have anything against any of the city council members. I don't even know these folks. I've never had a crossword with any of them. But it looks like to me we're beginning to try to turn the page. We've got a new city attorney, we've got a new city manager. And I think it's gonna be impossible for the folks that are sitting up there to turn the page. There's too much emotion, there's too many egos involved, there's too much history. So I think we need some new people on the council. And if I do run, I would encourage anybody else out there who has the time to devote to it and who doesn't have an axe to grind or a personal agenda and would just like to see the city run in a professional, competent manner as harmoniously as possible, to run. And don't let me stop you, because I probably only get 3 votes if I do run. Me, my wife, and my daughter, and I'm not 100% sure about those 2. So, don't let that stop you. The only other comment I have is aimed at the new city manager, and Mr. Dixon alluded to Galloway being particularly concerned about retaliation. Well, I am too. I hope that the new city manager is not coming on board with any marching orders. I hope that he accepted this position with the realization that he would be free to make professional decisions based on his own best judgment. Now, if he gives himself 90 days, even 60 days, and he comes in and he evaluates the competence of his people and the management structure is in place, and if he says at that point, you know, Ms. Allgood's wearing too many hats, well, that's fine, as long as he decided that himself. And if he's here 6 months and he finds that there's some employees who are so bent out of shape over Mr. Miles being terminated that they just can't get in and be part of his team and help the city move forward, then he ought to be able to get rid of them. But he needs to make those decisions himself. He shouldn't have any pressure from the council to judge what he's going to find out, and I certainly hope that he doesn't. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gill. Next one is Ann Schultz.
Hi, my name is Ann Schultz. I live at 1220 Dendron, and you know I go both ways because I can't hear, and I know some of you back there can't hear either. Okay, I want to give a special thanks to all the employees of the city. We have a great city. I have a lot of pride in it, and we just got to get some things straightened out. It's not the city, it's the people in it. A few of them have little problems here. So, good city, we're working together. Employees, you are great, and you stay in there. We're behind you. Now, I would like to address Mr. Nixon with some of the things that are happening here. I do have concerns. Yes, sir?
Mr. Dixon.
I said Dixon. Did I say Dixon?
I think you said Nixon.
I thought Dixon. Excuse me. There are 6 points that I want to make. One, in my opinion, he is not honestly representing. I think he should be representing the city, the residents. We're the ones paying the bills. Okay? He wrote up a contract for the new city manager. Nothing against the new city manager, but I don't agree with the contract. He gave him a 3-year, he's not proven. He gave him a 3-year, $155,000 And if he is terminated before the end, he gets a full year. I think the contract should have been a 1 year, so we can see how he performs, how we all work together. Then we can look a little further, and I don't think a full year salary should be, if we should put it on a severance type. 2, I think the fees have been excessive that we've been charged, and I'll give you 2 examples. We had the presentation with the Texas Open Meetings presentation. He had an associate come, she did the talking. I feel Mr. Dixon could have done the talking, saved us a little money there. And this meeting tonight, it is a special meeting. Request was made to do it with a regular meeting. We're paying extra money for this. That, to me, is excessive. 3, I feel Mr. Dixon, with some of the members of the council, are forcing passage of documents not favorable to the city of Hewitt with adequate review and discussion. That is important, expressing. Example, we had the aforementioned 10-page city manager's contract was handed out to the city council members for review 30 minutes before the meeting. It was not included as a copy in the regular notice of the meeting agenda. And it was quickly passed by 4 members, the contract was, when even though one asked for more time to consider. And tonight's document, 12-page detailed report that was submitted on this past Friday, and it did not include, by the way, the 200-page addendum that was attached. This report demanded many hours for proper review. I spent a lot of time on it, and this time frame did not allow it whatsoever. These are important documents. He presenting documents which are biased, incomplete, and contain materials that imply misinformation. We need to see both sides of the picture so we can draw good conclusions. This is weird. I have never seen where it's like a trial where one lawyer gets to present and then you get the verdict. No, we need to hear all sides, because if you leave things out, if you don't tell everything, we don't know. We need more information. And 5 minutes is not going to be enough time to come up and question anything. Impossible. Is attempting to, I feel, this is my opinion, exonerate certain council members on witness acts of improper behavior with legal, but in my opinion, immoral technicalities. An example, the independent firm Ganaway did a study regarding this, and while Mr. Dixon has chosen to use part of that report for his purposes, and she signed off on the part that he did because what he took from hers was true, he and the council have refused requests to waiver attorney-client privilege so we may get the complete truth. And if you can give the information that has been given about the people you chose to give it about, I think we ought to be able to hear the Ganaway report. Mr. Dixon had said that he will give peace and resolution to the city of Hewitt and city employees. I don't see this happening. This is bothering me. You know who I really have feelings for? The city employees. You come to work not knowing, hey, you're on the bottom. You're on the bottom. You're going to be careful what you say and do. And now you can have somebody get statements from you, recording. That is not good. I call upon the council and the attorney to give us the full truth. We are the city of Hewitt. We pay the bills, and we want integrity and truth. Thank you.
Next speaker, Kurt Kokornian.
Good evening, gentlemen, ladies. First of all, my name is Kurt County, Fort Pepper Circle. First, I'd like to apologize to my fellow councilmen, the city of Hewitt, and the employees of my outburst that I did back on May 21st. There is no excuse that I could have, no way I should have done that. That was very unprofessional of me, and I'm very, very sorry. Okay, I don't know what else to say. If I could take it back, wheel back time, that's one thing I would do. But unfortunately, I can't. It happened, so all I can do is move on. Speaking about moving on, we heard a lot of information tonight from Mr. Dixon. and it's a lot to absorb. And I understand when you're getting a packet, you're trying to read it all and to digest it all, it's really tough. The only thing is I think the citizens of Hewitt want to move on. That's what I'm hearing. They want to have the truth, but let's move on to the next step. Let's not be, attacking, which Michael said, each other. Let's not be attacking each other on social media. We're a community, and we need to work together to bring us out. We're a great organization, or a great city. All of you are on there, like they said, to get zero pay. And I'm sure all of you went on here to work for the people and not for yourselves. I know all of you, and I know you're not on here for any personal agenda. You love the community, and I think that's one thing all of you probably agree with. But also the employees, like this lovely lady just said, it's the employees that make the city. We had 6 employees that went out of their way, and it looks like they did it on themselves, to put in the packet to the attorney that I saw, that went above and said this is what they saw. And I think that, these employees have been here for a long period of time, we have to take that part into account as well. Because that's gonna follow them, because now that's open record. So if they try to go to another job, that's gonna follow them, that, they're a whistleblower or something like that. So I hope they're not retaliated on. But I appreciate those 6 employees, I believe it was, that did that. It's very commendable of them. We do have some challenges ahead of the way. We do have 2 things with the Texas Rangers, one with the mayor and one with the mayor pro tem. His is still out with the Texas Ranger investigation as well. So let's hope that, they speed up these 2 criminal things and get those out of the way so again we can move on. As far as the media, our friends in the media, and I'm looking at the 2 that like to take the little press release and run with it without fact checking. That's where I think a lot of it came from. Mr. Miles sent emails to certain papers and to certain TV stations, AWTX, and publicized it without researching. They didn't do any investigation reporting. Finally, they did, and Cassie did great stories on that. But I really think our local media needs to take some responsibility and double check and fact check everything, and not be hurry up and try to hit that deadline for the paper the next day to get the headline, or the 5 or 6 o'clock news. Do some research and some background instead of rushing to judgment, because it does hurt a lot of people out there and families. For what you 2 do in the community, it does hurt. Also, it hurts the employees and also the rest of the council. So please, in the future, please fact check. I also want to thank the chief, like they said earlier. You've done a tremendous job being an interim city manager. You got 1 more week, and I'm sure you're counting down. Is that correct? And our new city manager is here, and so we wish you the very best. Again, if there's anything the community can do, I'm sure all of us will be more than happy to help you all. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Last speaker, Patty Laxon.
Well, I have to admit, I'm pretty nervous talking in front of all of y'all. But I want you to know, my name is Patty Laxon. I've worked for the city, it'll be 21 years next month. I've just gotten so sick and tired of all the hate and deception that we have. It's hard to be a good employee when you have to worry about, well, are they gonna fire me, or are they gonna blah, blah, or blah, blah. It's just frustrating, and I'm so sick of it, but I'm too old, and I've got too much time to quit. So I've gotta stick it out. Whether y'all like it or not, I will. I just, I'm not on anybody's side. I just want the truth to come out. And I think that's what we all want, is the truth. Because it's not doing anybody any good to this little group, talk to this little group, and then we blow it all up on social media, which I'm not on social media, thank God. It's just ridiculous. I do want to congratulate Ms. Bruce on your position. However, the media did get it wrong. You're not the first lady that's been on the city council. We've had two other ladies. One I don't know, but the other one was Shirley Blanton, and she was the mayor, actually. So I don't know where the media gets some of their information, but I would think they would check with the city secretary before that's said. You know, that concerns me about Ms. Bruce is when you would come to the office and meet with Adam behind closed doors. You know, I'm concerned about that. Because I don't want you to be hateful and vindictive against everybody else. You know, you need to be honest and be a better person than we've had in the past. That's all I'm asking of you. So, I don't know, you know, some stuff, if I should even say it, like Mr. Fortenberry, Adam giving you the phone, that wasn't right. None of the other city council members have a phone, but he gave you our human resource phone. I don't like that. I didn't think that was quite right. So, let's just get it all out on the table. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Let's be honest. Let's not try to stab somebody in the back or do anything else. It's ridiculous. We're all adults, right? It is a free country, but it's just like when Mr. Fortenberry would come to the office. Of course, he never really spoke to us that much, but that's fine. You know, I don't need his praise and guidance. And he would ride to the TML meetings with Kaz and Adam, and Lydia was never invited to go with y'all. You know, and I just felt something was going on there. So I'm just trying to be honest and tell y'all how I feel, because I'm really tired of it, very tired of it. You know, it kind of seemed like that all this got blown out of proportion when there was questions about salaries. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, just like I told the attorney, you don't do evaluations on somebody you're sleeping with. I don't give a crap who you are. You don't do that. And when I heard the city council knew about the affair, I was so disappointed. I thought, well, they deserve what they give them. And then I heard, of course, always hearsay, that, oh, the city attorney said it's fine. She signed an affidavit. She won't sue the city. You still don't have 1 and 2 running a city. Y'all know that. You know, it's just frustrating to me. I guess, you know, I'm just older. I'm a widow woman. I have to work. And I'm not a Baylor grad. I don't have a great education, but I do a very good job of running that court, and I have for many years. I don't have to have praise. I know what I do, and I do very well at it. And that about Kaz, you know, she came into office and she said, whew, I wish I'd have never got involved in this. I feel like I've been railroaded. But you know what? I'm gonna take whatever they offer me and I'm gonna run. That's what she said. You know, that's a fact. The fact is, they hired